Hey, Motorman here. If you're not familiar with this channel, we talk about everything related to motorcycles and especially tips, tricks, and techniques to make you a better rider by using the motor officer techniques. And you know, even all these years, I still get people telling me they want to lower their motorcycle. They say, well, they're too short, and they like to flat foot the bike. And they even come to my class with lowered motorcycles. So let's talk about this week. I know that you feel more secure if the motorcycle is low enough to where you could flat foot it. But the fact is, even tiny women don't have to flat foot their motorcycle if they have the proper techniques. And that's exactly what I teach. So get yourself, instead of lowering the motorcycle, learn to ride the freaking thing. It's going to make your life so much easier and simpler, I guarantee you. And I know that a lot of you are afraid to practice the proper techniques that I teach because you think you're going to drop your motorcycle, or you're afraid of dropping the bike and damaging it. So I even have something for that, and we're going to talk about that right now. Take a look at these. These are motorcycle drop guards. These go on your front crash bar. There's one for each side, rear crash bars. And this very important one on 2014 and newer motorcycles is the primary cover. This takes just 2 bolts, goes under the primary, and if the bike falls over on the left side, nothing will be damaged. We've dropped this up to, I think, 15 or 20 miles per hour. We've tested the hell out of them. And with these on your motorcycle, it completely takes your fear away. Now, for those of you who are wondering, well, is this guy lying to me? Is he kidding with me? I'm going to show you some video clips. My wife, she's like 5'3", 2 other women, tiny, itty-bitty little women, handling the motorcycle with ease of a child's toy because they know the proper techniques. So take a look. Now, to prove to you that you don't have to be a taller person or be flat-footed on a motorcycle, here's my wife, Donna. She's 5'3", handles the bike like a toy. She even rides my Revival. The Revival, by the way, has the police seat on it. It has a 30-inch seat height. Now, she's only 5'3", and she could still balance the bike on either the balls of 1 foot, or she could use both feet down and just touch it with her toes. The only time it creates a problem is when you got to back up the bike. And if you got to back up the motorcycle, even if you're flat-footed and you're, a 125-pound woman, you need to get off the bike and push the motorcycle back. But that should be the least of your worries. 3 techniques she's using here. The proper use of your head and eyes, the friction zone, a little pressure on the rear brake. It's not brain surgery. It just takes a few hours to master these techniques. And as you can see, she's able to handle the bike like a toy. There's no problem at all. If you bring the motorcycle to a stop, you should be able to balance it just on 1 foot. And shortly, I'm going to show you a young lady who's only 4'10" who's mastered that as well. She has to use 1 foot because there's no way she could get both of her toes on the ground, and she's able to do that. Knowing these techniques will make you a better, safer rider and make riding so much more enjoyable. When you lower your motorcycle, you're ruining the ride and you're limiting the lean angle. If this motorcycle were lowered, she wouldn't be able to lean it like that. You'd lever a tire off the ground. That creates a dangerous situation out on the street. If you got to make a sharp swerve in order to avoid a vehicle, you lever a tire off the ground, you're going to go down. Don't do it. This is Marianne Hamilton. She's 5'2". She's even smaller than my wife. And as you can see, she's got no problem because she knows the proper techniques. You're going to see her in just a second. She has no fear. She's practiced the techniques. She knows them like the back of her hand, and she enjoys riding so much more. And she's a safer rider because she knows the proper technique. She's not worried about being flat-footed. Here she is right here. Now, I'm 5'7", as you can see. I tower over her. And this is the smallest rider I've ever trained. This is Victoria. Victoria is 4'10", and that's her on a Road King. The bike is not modified. The only change made to the bike is a Harley-Davidson reach seat, which brings you a little bit closer to the bars and a little bit closer to the ground. She has to balance the bike when it's at a stop on 1 foot, and you're going to see how she does that, because there's no way she's going to get even her tiptoes down. As you can see right here, 4'10". So this is what she does. And she, by the way, has got some heels on there. She's, I guess, about 2-inch heels on her. The shoes that she's wearing, the boots that she's wearing. And here's how she gets on the bike because she's so small. Puts the kickstand up, has the bike in gear, pulls the clutch in. Starts the motorcycle. Right now she's balanced it just on that one leg. And as long as the bike is straight up, there's nothing to that. No problem at all. Once you get going, it doesn't matter. I've put this young lady even on a Sportster Low. That's about the lowest bike I could think of. And she barely can tiptoe that motorcycle. But it doesn't matter. The only time I said that comes in where you really need to do that, you're going to have to get off and push the bike backwards. So get yourself in a situation where you don't have to push the motorcycle backwards. This is Doodle. If you're not familiar with her, she's got her own YouTube channel, Doodle on a Motorcycle. This is after about 2.5 hours of training. This girl is 5'4", but I don't think she weighs 100 pounds. She is just a tiny little thing, but as you can see, the size, the strength of the rider has nothing to do with anything. It's all technique. She easily brings the bike to a stop. She's not flat-footed, she's on her toes, but she has no problem holding up the motorcycle. And I promise you some scenes from our drop guards. These are motorcycle drop guards you see here. That's a horrific drop. That rarely ever happens. Even at my classes, a drop like that, usually it's just a tip over. But as you can see, the drop guards do their job. They will protect your motorcycle. So if you're worried about dropping the motorcycle and you're worried about damaging your motorcycle, get the motorcycle drop guards right now. These black ones are on sale. You can save $27 by going to ridelikeapro.com and clicking on motorcycledropguards.com from my website. Save yourself $27. No damage whatsoever to the bike. Even on a terrible slide on the ground 20 feet along, nothing happens to the motorcycle. No damage at all. And these, by the way, these do work on the Ultra model that have lowers in the front. Protects your primary on 214 and later bikes. That's what you have to worry about. This is complete protection for your bike. So how do you learn the proper techniques? Yes, you can come to my class, and I've got 20 schools around the country. We'll list them all below. But you could also, and I hope you do this before coming to the class, get yourself my new Ride Like a Pro experience video combined with Surviving the Mean Streets. You can get these on DVD, download, or on USB, so you can plug it right into your phone when you practice. You learn these techniques in a couple of hours. If you practice and you go to the class, you will be way ahead of the game. I guarantee. I know when people come to my class and they've never practiced or not even heard of the 3 techniques. By the way, they are the proper use of your head and eyes, the proper use of the friction zone, and the proper use of the rear brake. We're going to show you a step-by-step process in this video, exactly how to do it, and I hope you would follow along. Don't skip ahead. And in this video, Surviving the Mean Streets, we're going to show you why you learn particular exercises. We directly take you out onto the street and show you why you learn these exercises. They will save your life. This is $34.95 for the 2 DVDs or the 2 downloads or the USB. I personally like the USB because you've always got a hard copy of it. And like I said, you could plug it into your computer or into your phone. So spend $34.95 is the best money you'll ever spend on your motorcycle.